Good morning, friends. You're most welcome to Think Eyes channel. Today we are going to discuss the gist of India Yearbook 2022, which is written by GSS Core, and our topic is Ministry of Education. Let us begin the topic. प्रधानमंत्री पोषण शक्ति निर्माण. प्रधानमंत्री पोषण शक्ति निर्माण PM Poshan scheme, earlier known as National Program for Midday Meal in Schools, is one of the foremost right-based, centrally sponsored schemes. It covers all school children studying in Balvatika just before class 1 and class 1 to class 8 in government and government aided schools. The objectives of the PM Poshan are to address two of the pressing problems for the majority of children in India, with hunger and education, by improving the nutritional status of children studying in class 1 to class 8 in government and government aided schools, encouraging poor children belonging to disadvantaged sections to attend school more regularly and help them concentrate on classroom activities, and providing nutritional support to children of the elementary stage in drought and disaster affected areas during summer vacation. The norms for the scheme are: food grains, supply of food grains at 100 grams per child per school day for primary and 150 grams for upper primary at NFSA National Food Safety Act rate, that is Z1 per gram per kilogram, Z1 per that is 1 per kilogram of coarse grains, Z2 per kilogram for wheat, and Z3 per kilogram for rice is to be the norm. That is, Z means rupees, 1 rupees per kilogram for coarse grain, 2 rupees per kilogram for wheat, and 3 rupees per kilogram for rice to be the norm. Cooking cost. It includes the cost of ingredients, example pulses, vegetables, cooking oil, other condiments, and fuel. The per child per day cooking cost is rupees 4.97 for primary and rupees 7.45 for upper primary from April 2020. Tithi Bhojan. Tithi Bhojan is a concept designed to ensure greater public participation under the erstwhile midday meal program, now known as PM Poshan, being followed in Gujarat. To bring in greater community participation, local communities are encouraged to celebrate important family events, with the birth of a child, success in exam, the inauguration of a new house, etc., by contributing to the midday meal served in the local schools. It is voluntarily served by the community or family among school children in several forms like sweets and namkeen, along with the regular MDM full meals, supplementary nutritive items like sprouted beans, contribution in kind such as cooking ware, utensils, dinner sets, or glasses for drinking water. School Nutrition Garden. School Nutrition Garden SNG is a place where herbs, fruits, and vegetables are grown on the school premises for use in the preparation of meals. The objective of the developing such gardens is to help address malnutrition and micronutrient deficiency, and also to give children first hand experience with nature and gardening. The large piece of land is not required for the setting up of school nutrition gardens. Even rooftops can be used for growing vegetables or fruits in containers. Implementation of automated monitoring system. The Department of School Education and Literacy has put in place an automated system of data collection for real-time monitoring of the Poshan scheme. Such data is being collected from schools at no cost to school headmasters and teachers. Under the automated monitoring system, states and union territories are setting up a suitable system of data collection, that is interactive voice response system IVRS or SMS or mobile application or web application from schools daily and using it for purpose of monitoring and timely follow-up action. 100% Aadhaar enrollment of children. The department issued notification for enrollment of a cent percent of students in all schools. The use of Aadhaar identity document for the delivery of services or benefits or subsidies simplifies the government delivery processes and brings transparency and efficiency. Enrollment of children under Aadhaar would enable to eliminate the proxy enrollment and provide the benefits of the Proshan scheme to the deserving children in a seamless manner. Midday meal rules. The midday meal MDM rules were notified under the National Food Security Act NFSA 2013. All the states or union territories have been advised to disseminate and enforce the MDM rules 2015 in all eligible schools. The silent features of the midday meal rules include strengthening quality by making testing of food samples mandatory, enhanced role of school management committees, enhanced role of school management committees in the supervision of MDM midday meal in school, supply of food grains at NFSA National Food Safety Act rates of 3 per kilogram of rice and 2 per kilogram for wheat instead of BPL rates of 5.65 and 4.15 per kilogram respectively. Respectively means rice and wheat. Food Security Allowance to be paid by the state government. Testing of food samples. The midday meal guidelines for engagement of accredited labs by the state or union territories governments are put in place for testing the meals served in the schools. Testing of food samples. The midday meal guidelines for engagement of accredited labs by the state or union territory governments are put in place for testing the meals served in the schools. National Institutional Ranking Framework. The National Institution Ranking Framework NIRF for educational institutions was launched to meet the need for a framework that would enable parents, students, teachers, educational institutions, and other stakeholders to rank institutions based on a set of objective parameters and a transparent process developed by a team of experts in education and heads of the institutions. The portal and the framework are presently available for engineering and management institutions, impacting research, innovation, and technology to identify the needs of the country in terms of its research and technology requirements. 10 goalposts have been identified and research groups are being set up to formulate time bound plans of action for each. Leading academic institutions like IITs and ISSCs have been identified to set up the process in motion. Bachelor of Vocational Studies. Bachelor of Vocational Studies. The UGC has introduced the scheme for BVOC, Bachelor of Vocational Studies degrees with multiple exits at diploma or advanced diploma under the National Skill Qualification Framework NSQF. The objectives are to enhance the employability of youth, to maintain their competitiveness through provisions of multi-entry, multi-exit learning opportunities and vertical mobility, to fill the gap between educated and employable, to reduce the dropout rate at the secondary level. Skills assessment matrix for vocational advancement of youth. A credit framework skill assessment matrix for vocational advancement of youth, SAMVAY, SAMVAY, is now in place, which allows vertical and lateral mobility within the vocational education system and between the current education system. The strength of this framework is the seamless integration of the pursuit of academic knowledge and practical vocational skills. Education skills, Education Sector Skills Council. Education Sector Skill Council was constituted in 2014 to consider job roles other than academic faculties and teacher qualifications. The functions of the SSC include setting up of labor market information system LMIS to assist in planning and delivery of training, identification of skill development needs and preparing a catalog of skill types, developing a skill development plan, and maintaining skill inventory, developing skill competency standards and qualifications. युक्ति योग्य कलाकृति की तकनीक. युक्ति aims at skill development and upgradation of design and technologies, enhancing the economic prospects of those engaged in traditional crafts and arts as a means of livelihood. It aims at introducing appropriate designs and technology for innovation and pedagogical pedagogical methods for introducing skills for upgradation. युक्ति योग्य कलाकृति की तकनीक. युक्ति aims at skill development and upgradation of design and technologies, enhancing the economic prospects of these engaged in traditional crafts and arts as a means of livelihood. It aims at introducing appropriate designs and technology for innovation and pedagogical methods for introducing skills for upgradation. Saksham, a scholarship for differently abled person or children. Saksham, a scholarship scheme for differently abled children aims at providing encouragement and support to differently abled children to pursue technical education. A scholarship amounting to 5 crore rupees per annum as tuition fees and incidentals are to be provided to needy and meritorious students for pursuing technical education at AICTE approved institutions. This is to help them achieve their college goals despite learning issues, environmental challenges, or medical bills. Ishan Uday, for students of Northeast region. The UGC launched a special scholarship scheme for students of the Northeast region, Ishan Uday, from the academic session 2014-15. The scheme invites is a grant of 10,000 scholarship to students from the Northeast region whose parental income is below 4.5 lakh rupees per annum for undergraduate level in college or universities in India. The sale of scholarship is 54,000 rupees per annum for the general degree program and 78,000 rupees per annum for technical and professional programs. Ishan Vikas Academic Exposure for Northeastern students. The program has been launched with a plan to bring selected college and school students from the northeastern states into close contact with IITs, NITs, and IISERs during their vacation periods for academic exposure. Pragati Scholarship for Girls Students is a scheme of AICTE aimed at assisting in the advancement of girls and participation in technical education. Education is one of the most important means of empowering women with the knowledge, skill, and self confidence necessary to participate fully in the development process. This is an attempt to give every young woman the opportunity to further her education and prepare for a successful future. Swami Vivekananda Scholarship for Single Girl Child. The dropout ratio at various levels of education for girls is much higher than that of boys. Keeping Swami Vivekananda's ideas of women's education and promoting girls' education, UGC has introduced the Swami Vivekananda Scholarship for single girl child for research in social sciences including to compensate intending to compensate for direct cost of higher education, especially for such girls who happen to be the only girl child in their family. Know Your College. Know Your College is a portal developed for helping a prospective student make a valued judgment for the selection of college by providing the necessary information about the college, details like collaboration, mobile education, vocational education, community colleges, use of ICT, model curriculum, and a research portal are available. This application allows a student either in the country or outside to submit an online grievance. Campus Connect, the National Mission on Education through Information and Communication Technology (NMEICT) scheme aims to leverage the potential of ICT for teaching and learning processes. The mission has two major components. First, content generation. Second, providing connectivity along with provision for access devices to the institutions and learners Under it, connectivity to 419 means 419 universities and university level institutions and more than 25,000 colleges and polytechnics in the country has been envisaged to be provided. National e-Library. The National Digital Library of India is envisaged as a national knowledge asset that will provide ubiquitous digital knowledge sources. It will support and enhance education, research, and innovation, catering to the needs of all types of learners groups over the country. Study webs of active learning for young aspiring minds. Study webs of active learning for young aspiring minds, SWAYAM, is a program initiated and designed to achieve the three cardinal principles of the education policy, namely access, equity, and quality. The objective of this effort is to take the best teaching learning resources to all, including the most disadvantaged. SWAYAM seeks to bridge the digital divide for students who have remained untouched by the digital revolution and have not been able to join the mainstream of the knowledge economy. Open and distance learning in higher education. To enhance the accessibility to higher education in the country, a lot of emphasis is being laid on expanding open and distance learning through higher education institutions. Open and distance learning is offered in the country either by dual mode universities or standalone open universities including IGNOU, which is Central University, and 14 state open universities. The University Grants Commission (UGC) is the regulatory authority for open and distance learning in the country. राष्ट्रीय उच्चतर शिक्षा अभियान. राष्ट्रीय उच्चतर शिक्षा अभियान is a centrally sponsored scheme for funding the state universities and colleges to achieve equity, access, and excellence in higher education. It aims to strengthen and incentivize both private and public state universities where nearly 94% of higher education students are enrolled. Study in India. This is a program for attracting foreign students to study in the best higher education institutions in India. Currently, 116 institutions have been selected for the program. While the program is open to all the countries in the world, the focus is on 42 African and Asian countries. Students apply to institutions of their choice through SII portal and are selected based on their marks in their school final qualifying exams. Institutions offer merit based fee waivers ranging from 25 to 100%. Central Sanskrit Universities. The Central Sanskrit Universities Act of 2020 was notified in April 2020. This act converts Rashtriya Sanskrit Sansthan, New Delhi, Sri Lal Bahadur Shastri Rashtriya Sanskrit Vidyapeeth, New Delhi, Rashtriya Sanskrit Vidyapeeth, Tirupati into Central Sanskrit University. Research parks. The objective of the research parks is to create a knowledge and innovation ecosystem through collaboration between industry and academia. It will enable, encourage, and develop cutting edge technology and innovation that exceeds the global standards. Growing aptitude and growing aptitude in numerical innovation and training. Growing aptitude in numerical innovation and training, GANIT Ganit. Week in schools affiliated with CBSE was organized to commemorate the birth anniversary of Sri Srinivasa Ramanujan and to actively promote the interest of students in mathematics. National Apprenticeship Training Scheme. The National Apprenticeship Training Scheme NATS is a 1 year program equipping technically qualified youth with practical knowledge and skills required in their field of work. The apprentices are imparted training by the organizations at their place of work. Trade managers with well developed training modules ensure that apprentices learn the job quickly and completely. This scheme is one of the flagship program of the Government of India for skilling Indian youth. इसको फिर से देख लेते हैं. नेशनल अप्रेंटिसशिप ट्रेनिंग स्कीम. द नेशनल अप्रेंटिसशिप ट्रेनिंग स्कीम नेट्स is a 1 year program equipping technically qualified youth with practical knowledge and skill required in the field of work. In their field of work, the apprentices are imparted training by the organization at their place of work. Trade managers with well-developed training modules ensure that apprentices learn the job quickly and competently. This scheme is one of the flagship program of the Government of India for skilling Indian youth. Prime Minister's Research Fellows. Prime Minister's Research Fellows PMRF has been designed for improving the quality of research in various higher education institutions in the country. With attractive fellowship, the scheme seeks to attract the best talent into research, thereby realizing the vision of the development through innovation. World Class Institution Scheme. The Ministry of Education launched the World Class Institution Scheme in 2017 to enable higher education institutions in the country to have world class academic and research facilities. The regulatory framework of the scheme envisions a great deal of autonomy for the institutions in academic, administrative, and financial matters. Global Initiative for Academic Network. Ministry of Education started the Global Initiative for Academic Network GAIN in 2015 to garner the best international experience in the system of education, enable interaction of students and faculty with the best academic and industry experts from all over the world, and also share their experiences and expertise to motivate people to work on Indian problems. National Knowledge Network. As a part of NMEICT NKN National Knowledge Network provisioned by MITI was provided to universities, institutions, colleges of higher education on a cost sharing basis, where 75% of the cost is borne by Ministry of Education and 25% cost is borne by respective university, institution or college. This project was started in 2009 and extended up to 2025. Pandit Madan Mohan Malviya National Mission on Teachers and Teaching. Pandit Madan Mohan Malviya National Mission on Teachers and Teaching PMMM NMTT PM3 NMTT is a central sector scheme launched in 2014 aiming to improve the quality of education at all levels by infusing quality and excellence in our teachers and teaching. It aims at addressing comprehensively all issues related to teachers, teaching, teacher preparation, professional development, curriculum design, developing assessment and evaluation methodology, and research in developing effective pedagogy. Sindhu Central University, Ladakh. The government announced the establishment of a new central university in Union Territory of Ladakh. The university will help in emotional integration of the country and take forward the concept of Ek Bharat Shresth Bharat to the remotest corner of the country. A special scholarship scheme for Jammu and Kashmir. The special scholarship scheme for Jammu and Kashmir, Triple S for Jammu and Kashmir, SSS for Jammu and Kashmir, aims at encouraging the youth from Union Territory of Jammu Kashmir and Ladakh to take advantage of the educational institutions outside the Union Territories, which would provide them with an opportunity to interact with their counterparts from the rest of the country, thereby helping them become a part of the mainstream. Students of the Union Territory having family income of up to 8 lakh per annum and having passed class 8th equivalent examination from the Union Territory are eligible to apply under the scheme. Students who have secured admission outside the Union Territories either in allotted seats through centralized counseling, as well as those students who have taken admitted to central universities or medical or engineering colleges based on national level examinations are eligible for award of scholarship. 5,000 fresh scholarships are provided every year. This is a provision of interchangeability of slots subject to shortfall in the number of general degrees, subject to savings accruing from any shortfall in the number of students opting for general degree courses. इसको फिर से देख लेते हैं. 5,000 fresh scholarship are provided every year. There is a provision of interchangeability of slots subject to shortfall in the number of general degree subjects to saving accruing from any shortfall in the number of students opting for general degree courses. Central Sector Interest Subsidy Scheme. The objective of the Central Sector Interest Subsidy Scheme (CSIS) is to ensure that no one from the economically weaker section (EWS), including minorities, SC or STs, women and the disabled, is denied access to professional education only for the reason that he or she is poor. Students enrolled in professional technical courses from National Assessment and Accreditation Council (NAAC) accredited institutions or professional or technical programs accredited by National Board of Accreditation (NBA) or institutions of national importance or centrally funded technical institutions (CFTI) are eligible. Thank you very much.